Caitlin Clark, we played them, and she almost dropped 50 points. That's besides the point. We won. I want to be the player that maybe tries my best to shut down the best players every night. So she's definitely one of the ones on that team. So
it's the ugly nonsense. It's the BS.
Disaster. What an embarrassing disaster for both ESPN and the WNBA.
What aspects of her game would you like to work with her on for this season?
Yeah, I mean, certainly getting stronger was one. The level of physicality in the W is totally different.
It has just unfolded, leaving fans in disbelief. A daring challenge has been issued to Caitlin Clark, and it's coming from none other than the rookie standout, Saniya Rivers. The excitement surrounding this matchup is palpable.
We've played it before. I want to play again. I want to show her what I got right now. I ain't ducking the smoke.
In a league already brimming with tension and rivalry, Rivers wasted no time in expressing her intentions. With unwavering confidence, she looked directly into the camera and boldly declared her goal to take down Caitlin Clark. There was no hesitation, no fear, just an intense competitive spirit radiating from her. This determination adds yet another layer of excitement to an already charged atmosphere, as fans eagerly anticipate how this face-off will unfold on the court.
It's just a part of the game. So there was no targeting, there was no nothing.
Right.
That narrative that got spun into, the vets hate the rookies hate the vets are going after certain players. It's all bullshit. Like, if I'm just gonna be frank, it's all bullshit.
Is this merely a rookie's attempt to establish her presence, or is there a deeper motivation at play? Has Caitlin Clark's increasing dominance in the WNBA sparked a surge of rivalry from emerging talents eager to challenge her reign? The tension is undeniably palpable in the air.
And we got a long-term kind of list, but Caitlin, I remember from the very first day when we were working on balance and we were working on footwork and we were looking at all those things, from day one to day two, she had it.
Wow.
Like she's a perfectionist.
Today, we delve into the complete narrative behind Saniya's viral remarks and how they contribute to the escalating rivalry surrounding Caitlin Clark. We'll explore why these statements could potentially spark one of the most thrilling matchups of the season, adding even more excitement to an already intense competition.
There are PR people who request to not be asked about Caitlin Clark or to not talk about Caitlin Clark, and that has happened.
This situation transcends basketball. It's turned personal. If you're a diehard Caitlin Clark supporter, type CC 100% in the comments to show your loyalty. Saniya Rivers didn't make a casual remark. She issued a bold statement before the media, knowing all eyes were on her. When asked which matchup in the WNBA she was most eager to see, she didn't hesitate to mention Indiana. The reason? Caitlin Clark. This declaration only intensifies the emotions surrounding their rivalry and adds fuel to an already heated competition. It's evident that the stakes are high and both players are ready to take this on the court.
Once again, Saniya Rivers, who's coming in from NC State, had to say about Caitlin Clark.
Rivers reflected on a college matchup where Clark almost scored 50 points against her team. Instead of fixating on that, she proudly noted that her team came out on top that night. Nonetheless, that game left a lasting impression on her. Now that they're both in the WNBA, Saniya is seeking redemption. She spoke directly to the camera, sharing how much she has developed since then. Her defensive skills have sharpened and her confidence has grown significantly. She expressed her desire to challenge Caitlin Clark and stated, "I want to be the player who does my utmost to shut down the best players every night." Her determination underscores the intensity of the upcoming rivalry between them.
What it is racism, right? It gets blown up into, they're going after Caitlin Clark, but no, we're just playing the way that any other best player, franchise player is going to get played.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin is going to be Caitlin. She's going to make her shots, but I won't let that get into my head, Saniya stated. I would love to slow her down a bit. Then she delivered a line that sent shockwaves through fans. I ain't ducking the smoke. That powerful declaration ignited social media, showcasing her fearless attitude and personal stake in the rivalry. This bold statement has added significant intensity to what promises to be one of the WNBA's most exciting new rivalries, captivating fans and drawing attention from around the league.
That's all you can do is, hold your head high, be proud of what you did, and.
What makes this even more remarkable is that Saniya's remarks were entirely voluntary. No reporter pressured her into calling out names. She initiated the mention of Clark herself. This clearly illustrates how much Caitlin Clark occupies a prominent place in the minds of her competitors, including incoming rookies. Saniya's willingness to embrace the challenge speaks to Clark's impact and the competitive spirit that defines the WNBA.
Black players have decided, hey, we're going to hate on Caitlin Clark constantly to elevate ourselves, but also trigger her fans so that they'll keep coming to games and rooting for her, and it's going to elevate the entire league.
You know, if you do go into a game with Clark and hold your own, or hell, get the best of her on that night, then that can really amplify your profile.
In a league where PR teams often try to control rookies' comments, Saniya took the microphone and turned the narrative on its head. While some players in the past have requested not to be questioned about Caitlin, Rivers embraced the opportunity and welcomed the challenge. Her desire for the spotlight speaks volumes about the competitive drive of this new generation and how Clark's influence is transforming the mindset throughout the league. Saniya Rivers isn't alone in setting her sights on Caitlin Clark. This trend among rookies is no mere coincidence. Clark's presence is igniting fierce ambition among the next wave of talent, signifying a shift towards a more intense and dynamic competitive environment in the WNBA.
She was remarkable on top of the fact that she had to deal with so much hate when she got to the WNBA.
Since joining the league, Clark has evolved into more than just a skilled player. She has established herself as a benchmark and a target. Every rookie eager to make their mark views her as the ultimate test. This status signifies her profound impact on the game and highlights the competitive spirit that she has inspired among newcomers, pushing them to elevate their performance and aspire to her level of excellence.
Rivalries in the sense of Reese versus Clark on the basketball court. All of that stuff makes sports better.
Take Hailey Van Lith, for instance. Now reuniting with Angel Reese on the Chicago Sky, Hailey enters the league armed with a legacy behind her and a determination to complete her unfinished business. This partnership adds a dynamic edge as they aim to make their mark in the league together.
Give flowers to the legend. We're going to start Diana Taurasi. I'm going to bench Sabrina and cut Caitlin.
Their college confrontations with Clark attracted significant attention, and now the WNBA presents round 2. The matchup between the Sky and the Fever has transformed into more than just another regular season game. It has evolved into a highly anticipated showdown that fans eagerly mark on their calendars, eagerly expecting the intensity and excitement this rivalry brings.
Hailey Van Lith and Angel Reese are set to rejoin forces on the court this summer.
Energy with Courtney Vandersloot. You can learn from her. You're paired back with Angel Reese. There's some good energy you can walk into in Chicago, right?
Oh, I love that energy. We're ready.
All right. Thank you so much.
Then there's Georgia Amore, currently with the Washington Mystics. She represents a new generation of elite college talent inspired by Clark's ascent, eager to carve out their own identities in the professional arena. When players like Citron, Irion, and Lucy Olson take the court, they aren't merely aiming to blend in. They're driven by the ambition to make a lasting impression. And who better to challenge than the player who has commanded headlines since the moment she was drafted? This matchup not only highlights their ambition, but also sets the stage for a thrilling battle between emerging talent and established stars, creating excitement for fans and a pivotal moment in their careers.
Michaela Timpson, who talked about joining the Indiana Fever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she reached out to me yesterday, and we always been talking, you know, and she told me like earlier last year that she wanted to play with me, and this was before she went to the Fever. So, I mean, I guess she's spoken into existence, you know, but yeah, we've been talking, and she's been giving me a lot of pointers, and I'm just super excited to be with someone who I know. Oh, yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, she's a great point guard. You know, she set the tone for the league last year. You know, she had an incredible rookie season, so I'm just excited to play with her.
Caitlin Clark has unknowingly established a proving ground for aspiring players. When a rookie excels while facing her, it immediately puts them in the spotlight. Simply competing well against Clark in a nationally broadcast game can significantly enhance a player's reputation in an instant. However, outperforming her is truly career-defining, offering an exceptional opportunity for recognition and advancement in the competitive landscape of professional basketball. Players know that stepping up against Clark can transform their trajectory, marking a pivotal moment in their journeys.
I think one thing that Clark doesn't get enough credit for is her athleticism. She's a freak athlete, the best guard finishing at the rim last year. I believe she finished at the rim better than Asia Wilson.
What's particularly fascinating is the way fans are embracing these rivalries with teams actively promoting them. The Dallas Wings quickly capitalized on their matchup against the Fever, showcasing Caitlin Clark and Paige Buchers as the main attractions. Despite Buchers not having played a minute in the WNBA yet, the excitement surrounding her potential remains palpable.
Clark is going against Paige and Dejanay. ESPN today, when they were talking about Paige, one of them says, I think Paige will be a good player this year, but I'm not expecting a Caitlin-like impact, and that's an unfair bar to set. Dallas Wings using the promo poster of Paige Buchers and Caitlin Clark to hype that game up.
This illustrates the immense power of these narratives. These matchups transcend mere games. They are events filled with significance. They represent chapters in a continuing saga that begins in college basketball and evolves onto the WNBA stage. Rivalries are intensifying, storylines are becoming more intricate, and the stakes are increasing. Rookies like Sia Rivers understand that having a standout performance against Clark does more than just generate headlines. It shapes a lasting legacy and can define their careers in a highly competitive landscape.
Stephanie White will have different ideas on how to use Caitlin Clark, including putting her off ball at sometimes, so she can come around and give the defense a different look, maybe catch and shoot. And then, of course, you put the ball in her hands and let her cook.
Saniya Rivers might have initiated this emerging rivalry, but there's no doubt that Caitlin Clark won't back down. In fact, challenges like this only motivate her further. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever are rapidly adapting to ensure Clark not only survives in the league, but thrives. The organization's efforts are focused on helping her dominate, reinforcing her status as a formidable presence on the court.
She is highly likable. I think that lends itself to her popularity as she comes across as somebody that's really just respectful, likable. There's other players out there that just don't come across that way.
With new head coach Stephanie White at the helm, everything is evolving. The outdated, predictable offensive system that hindered Clark's potential during her rookie year is a thing of the past. White is introducing a dynamic new strategy that equips Clark with additional tools to succeed while also ensuring she isn't overburdened on the court. This fresh approach aims to maximize her talent and longevity.
This is what Stephanie White had to say.
Caitlin Clark, you have a generational talent. Sometimes that word is thrown around, but I think it's really fitting here. What aspects of her game would you like to work with her on for this season?
Yeah, I mean, certainly getting stronger was one. The level of physicality in the W is totally different. That's the way that teams have to try to keep her off balance, keeping a low center of gravity. There are times where she plays a little bit upright, making sure core strength and her ability to move with time under tension and stay in a low center of gravity is important. I think from just a straight basketball perspective, making sure that we help her diversify her finishing ability, diversify in the way that it's not predictable, to be able to be equal in terms of production and facilitation going right and left, to be able to have different types of finishing looks, whether it's crossbody finishes, whether it's floaters at the rim, whether it's quick floaters, long floaters, Euros. You can't quite be as fundamentally predictable with as much athleticism, speed, quickness, and as much as the game plan is going to be geared toward her. And then I think the challenge for us as coaches is how do we get her rest when she's on the floor while she's playing, right? Like while she's on the floor. And some of that's going to be playing off ball, utilize her as a screener, getting her into action on the third and fourth side instead of the first and second, where it's easy to game plan against. Now, how we use her to help everybody else be better off the ball. We know how great she is with the ball in her hands. We're not going to take that away, but we've got to be able to diversify a bit in how we use her. So from those kind of challenges as well. I mean, we've got like a short-term kind of list and we got a long-term kind of list, but Caitlin, I remember from the very first day when we were working on balance and we were working on footwork and we were looking at all those things from day one to day two, she had it.
Wow.
Like she's a perfectionist and she wants it and she's going to work on it. So that long list might get shorter every day we're in practice.
She's got a new coach who knows what to do.
Let's be honest, last season, Caitlin was expected to handle everything, running the offense, taking shots, defending, and leading. It was a monumental task for a rookie. Now, the strategy has become more sophisticated. Stephanie White has discussed utilizing Clark off the ball at times, allowing her to use screens, catch and shoot, and rest during games without needing to sit out. White is also focusing on helping Clark improve her balance, core strength, and finishing variety, incorporating floaters, Euro steps, and unpredictable drives into her game. These changes aren't mere adjustments, they are transformative. This makes Rivers' comments particularly bold. Clark isn't just the same player who nearly scored 50 points against her in college. She's now stronger, smarter, and supported by upgraded talent. With teammates like Kelsey Mitchell, Nalisa Smith, and Natasha Howard, Indiana boasts increased speed, versatility, and transition power. This isn't just Caitlin versus the world anymore, it's Caitlin leading a genuine contender, elevating the team's potential in the league.
She shoots logo threes, passes the ball like Magic Johnson, scores a lot of points, leads the league in assists. She's a great, great player, and she plays and shoots and releases the ball like Steph Curry. So there's the attraction to the exciting style of play.
Despite all the improvements, the target on Clark's back continues to grow. The pressure isn't fading, it's increasing. Now, it's not just about scoring, it's about dealing with double teams, trash talk, and hard fouls from players eager to make a name for themselves by stopping her. This is why the moment featuring Saniya Rivers is significant. It embodies more than just one player challenging another. It reflects the evolving WNBA landscape, where rookies step into battles ready to compete, while stars like Caitlin Clark must elevate their game to meet every challenge night after night, all under the scrutiny of millions watching.
There's so many players who cite you as an inspiration for their games, including Caitlin Clark, who's just absolutely a phenomenon in college. What's that next step like for her?
You know, next steps, gosh, in this generation, right? You have, I think, just so many more challenges of how to handle yourself as an adult, right? You go through that whirlwind of being a senior in college, transitioning into the W. And then the next step is how to become just an even better leader. And so much of leadership, I think, is listening and learning. And hopefully the more she can get connected to vets in the league and just different people and coaches and anyone that she can glean wisdom from of how to just continue to learn how to be as a connected and inspiring leader as she can be. And a lot of that is walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So she's already on her way, but continuing to have fun, continuing to anticipate how people are going to try to stop her and being prepared as she can be for next season.
Saniya Rivers has ignited what could become one of the most intense rookie versus superstar rivalries in WNBA history. Her bold words were not merely talk, they were a declaration of war. With Caitlin Clark elevating her game under a more strategic system, backed by stronger teammates and a coach dedicated to unlocking her full potential, this upcoming showdown is set to be must-watch basketball.
Facts. Caitlin Clark is getting mauled, no calls. Ryan Clark is a clout chaser that stinks at sports commentary. His co-hosts aren't worth mentioning. Natasha Cloud, a.k.a. Natasha Clown, is running the race-baiting media because she's average at best in the W, and now she's stuck in Connecticut because she stinks. Most influential female athletes right now: Coco Gauff, 10, Juju Watkins, number 9, Cameron Brent, 8, Paige Beckers, number 7, Sabrina Ionescu, number 6, Asia Wilson. So Asia's not going to be happy either. Jakari Richardson was number 4, Simone Biles, number 3, right here. I can't quite get past the fact that Simone Biles is behind Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number 1. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number 1. Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105% compared to games without her, while road games featuring her Indiana Fevers see an 87% increase in opponent home attendance. Her rookie debut sparked a staggering 200% jump in WNBA viewership, while Fever home games drew a league-high 186,000 fans last season, a 265%.
But here's the big question. Will Rivers be able to back up her words on the court, or will Clark remind everyone why she's considered the face of the league? Let me know in the comments who you think will win this battle. Are you Team Caitlin or Team Saniya? If you're still here and supporting Caitlin Clark all the way, drop CC in the comments below so we know you're part of the movement. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon because this rivalry is just beginning and you won't want to miss what happens next. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.